Hey everybody, Pete Bauer here, and I posted a few days ago that I finished the first draft of all three of my Damien Hill thrillers. You know, when you're typing, it's a solitary experience when you're writing a novel. I either get up early before I go to work, or after work I spend a couple hours on one side or the other, just about every day writing in my office by myself in this office. And even when I finish typing the end of a story, oftentimes I just don't feel like I've accomplished anything because it's all virtual and ones and zeros and it's on your computer on the cloud or whatever. And so I always print out a print copy of each rough draft, and this is the rough draft for Trigger. Until I do this and feel it and can look at it, it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like I've accomplished anything. But when I hold it, I'm like, yes, I can actually touch it and feel it. That's why I always like blue collar workers, because they do stuff with their hands that they can actually see. I did work on the roof of that house. I did plumbing in that building. I paved that guy's driveway. You know, they can actually touch their work. And for a writer, you don't really get to that point until the very, very end. So what's exciting is that, as I mentioned, this is Trigger, the first book. This is Recoil, and this is Blowback. And what I like about it too is each title has multiple meanings. So Trigger, Recoil, and Blowback aren't just the process of shooting a gun, but Trigger is also the beginning point of an event. So in the first book, Trigger, it is a gunshot that sets off a series of events, and it's that first domino to fall where the ripple effects either affects the person's life or the society around them. And that's the kind of the dual meaning for Trigger. For Recoil, it's not just the gun recoiling back, but also we kind of recoil when we're in a defensive position. And in the second book, everything goes wrong for Damien when he's trying to protect a witness. And in the third book, it's called Blowback, which is not only the gas expulsion from a gun, but blowback is an intelligence term for when things come back on you in a negative manner. And in Blowback, that refers to the idea that you reap what you sow. And so I like the dual meaning for that, and they all tie together. I'm also going to write a prequel that I'll give away for free for people who join my mailing list, and it's going to be called Chamber. And it's not only about the chamber of a gun, but also about a location. So it'll be a novella, a short novel, and I'm still figuring out, honestly, the story for that. I just have a general idea, but I haven't figured that out yet. But when it's done, it'll be Chamber, Trigger, Recoil, and Blowback. And I'll actually use these paper printouts to do the next edit and actually go through and write on it a lot. And this trilogy is actually the completion of the origin story for Damien Hill. So I'm really excited about it. There's an approach I'm taking in regards to writing this series that I don't think anyone else has done. It may work, it may not. We'll try it out. But anyway, I'm excited about it. There's nothing better than holding your story in your hand, and it's pretty exciting. So there's very few times, at least for me as a writer, that I can stop and go, man, I've actually done something. So printing out and holding your first draft is a major event for me, a milestone of sorts. The next is to edit it, then get it to my editor for the final edit, and then get it published. And the next major event will be holding that published book. I'll have more on these stories as I go along, but I just wanted to share that with you. Very few milestones for me in this process, and this is one of them, and I wanted you to be a part of it. I'll see you guys next time.